Hello everyone, welcome back to my Maverick channel. Now, surprisingly today wait, before we start, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because you'll be surprised by how much it helps this channel grow. I mean, it does so much. It's the best way you can say thank you. I mean, we're trying to learn how to make money online. So guys, anyways, today I'm going to talk about MetaMask, a little bit of Ethereum, even if I have my issues with Ethereum, and a secret layer 2 platform that the Consensys people that built MetaMask are launching. Now, before we start, guys, one thing you should know that this whole layer 2 thing, Ethereum is not a very scalable blockchain. When you have a blockchain, you need decentralization, you need security, and you need scalability. Now, that's called a blockchain trilemma. Scoring all those three things is extremely difficult, and that's why you find a lot of blockchains saying that, hey, we can score all these 3 points. But no, guys, that's not true. That's that's a marketing gimmick. There is no blockchain. I mean, if there's a blockchain that you think has reached that, then it hasn't really reached scale because it hasn't been tested. It hasn't been battle tested to the lengths of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we don't truly know if some of these blockchains can actually survive with a bombardment of users, a bombardment of transactions. We don't really know. So Ethereum, as one of the biggest smart contract platform blockchain out there, can't scale. That's why you see there's a lot of gas fees now. The other day we did a video about something called maximal extractable value, and this is where third parties called searchers try to extract value from the blockchain. Those are some of the things that increase the gas fees. Very complex smart contracts, an NFT craze, so a lot of transactions, maybe a token that has been launched that people are bullish about, everyone wants to get their hands on. Those are some of the reasons why the usage essentially increases the gas fees. Now, bring in layer 2 scaling solutions. Now, I'm sure you've heard of some of the names like Polygon, Optimism, Arbitrum, and some others. These are layer 2 scaling solutions that are EVM. Let's not get to the ZK part. That are EVM compatible. What does that mean? Through your MetaMask wallet, you can have access to your Binance Smart Chain, to your Polygon network, to your Optimism, to your Arbitrum, and to some of these other layer 2 scaling solutions out there. Now, one of the main technologies that's used for scaling, that the layer 2s are using for scaling, is ZK knowledge or zero knowledge proofs, and combining that with zero knowledge rollups. Let me just unravel that for you. Now, zero knowledge rollups is when you have a bunch of transactions on a layer 2 blockchain that you bundle up so that you sign only one transaction on the Ethereum network. So that's an example of a ZK rollup. Now, that's one of the most popular ways to scale Ethereum, that these layer 2 solutions are using to scale Ethereum. That's pretty much the briefest I can explain this. Actually, in the past I did a video about this, but however, if you want to get into the meats, just type into Google scaling solutions that different layer 2 blockchains are using to scale the Ethereum network, and you'll get a bunch of, especially go to Ethereum Foundation, you find some nice reads out there. Some stuff also on the Binance side, they do some blogs, they launch some blogs that try to break down these concepts and explain them to you. But today we want to actually look at LINEA, which is a secret, not secret, is actually out there. When you open your MetaMask, you'll notice, let's actually open up MetaMask right here. This is one of my, accounts, one of the wallets, because you can have infinite wallets, infinite accounts. That's how blockchain works. Now, when you click this point on your MetaMask, you can have access to some of the testnets like Girly, Sepolia, LINEA, Girly. Now, LINEA is the layer 2 solution. Now, what you realize is that, for example, Polygon can be deleted because you can add what we call an RPC. You can delete it. You can add Binance Smart Chain to your MetaMask. You can delete it. Evmos, you can delete it. Evmos is from the Cosmos side trying to join the two, but you cannot delete Ethereum because it's sort of native to MetaMask. You can also delete Optimism, but you cannot delete LINEA. So I was out here like, okay, I didn't want to click on this because I was like, how did this get onto my MetaMask? But then I realized it had no delete button. So I had to look into it. So LINEA is actually a layer 2 scaling solution being introduced by Consensys. Consensys is pretty much the backbone of MetaMask, the tool that used to access Ethereum, and they also bring us some tools that are used by developers like Truffle, Quorum, Infura, Diligence. They are the people developing some of these very useful tools that are helping people to implement their own technologies on top of MetaMask and to build different solutions out there, smart contracts, and so on. So these guys decided to bootstrap and build their own scaling solution for Ethereum. Now, before we get into that, I noticed I was clicking around on my MetaMask and I noticed there's a few developments on the MetaMask wallet itself. So before, all you could do was to send and receive Ethereum. Then later they introduced a swap feature where you could swap Ethereum for Optimism, for Binance Smart Chain, for Polygon, for any other network, and you could also do that vice versa. I mean, for not any other network, but some of the Ethereum virtual machine compatible networks like the ones I just mentioned. But now they've included a new feature, which is you can buy crypto, you can bridge crypto, and you can also view your portfolio. Now, when you click on one of those three buttons, it brings you to this dashboard where you can quickly see your balance, and you can quickly see through some of the tokens that have been either airdropped to your wallet or some of the tokens that you have in your wallet. These are some of the tokens I've interacted with in the past. Maybe there's like 0 point something balance. That's why you're seeing them appearing on this particular wallet. And what's interesting, this is building competition for some of the other technologies that we saw in the previous bull market, where you could view your NFTs, you could view essentially a nice graphical interface for you to see your portfolio instead of having to go to Etherscan to see some of these transactions. So they're packaging it in here. So these companies are secretly building some of these things out there. I just hadn't noticed them. Maybe you've watched a video out there. So you can buy and choose your specific region, maybe your country. Your payments methods might be integrated or seamless that way by choosing a particular country you are in. So that's one thing they've added there. You can swap your tokens from basically from Ethereum to any other token that's within your wallet, like the ones you just saw. You can do it within there, within the same platform. You can bridge over. So you can bridge over to further increase that whole interoperability thing. You can bridge your tokens from Ethereum to Optimism, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Arbitrum, some of those layer 2 scaling solutions that we've been talking about, or Avalanche. If you want to leverage some of the DeFi in these other platforms, you can directly stake your Ethereum and your Matic within, so it's giving you access to easily stake your Ethereum and your Matic through Lido Finance, which is, I think, the biggest stakeholders in Ethereum 2.0 ETH stake to them. You can also have a watch list. Maybe there's certain things of interest that you want to watch, settings, support, and so on. It's a dashboard to try and make your life easier when you're navigating the Ethereum network. That's why they're providing this this interface right here. Now, Consensys, guys. Consensys, the company that's bringing us, that brought us MetaMask and all these dashboards that we've just showcased, they are building. When you go to your MetaMask, let's first go back to MetaMask for a little bit. When you go to your MetaMask, at this point where you choose the interface or the network that you want to interact with, like Evmos, which is like a Cosmos thing, which is trying to bridge Ethereum and Cosmos, but that's another thing. Or you want to interact with Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, or whatever, any other network that's Ethereum virtual machine compatible, you notice that you can delete any of these RPCs. We call them RPCs if you're adding a different network. You can delete Optimism, Evmos, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, but you cannot delete the native Ethereum, obviously. And you also can delete this new thing right here, LINEA network. Now, initially we talked about ZK rollups, zero knowledge rollups, and so on. And there's different kinds of layer 2 scaling networks, like the ones we've looked at, like Arbitrum and so on. All these networks are trying to scale the Ethereum network through different technologies. So in other words, you can have your transactions. Before we get into that, there's different ways of scaling. For some of them use zero knowledge proofs or zero knowledge rollups. That's one of the most popular ones, and it's the one being used by LINEA, which is a new scaling solution built by Consensys. Now, this does not have a token. This is using the Ethereum token as its native token. And this is how they introduce themselves. Say hello to LINEA, or LINEA, I don't know how they pronounce that. Say hello to LINEA, a developer-friendly ZK or zero-knowledge rollup powered by Consensys. LINEA represents the next evolution of Consensys ZK EVM or zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine, powering a new generation of decentralized applications built on the Ethereum network. Now, of course, you can check out their website. Guys, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. They're trying to replicate. They're using Ethereum as the native token, and I guess they're trying to have their own environment within which they can control certain things. You'll discover that they have a lot of partnerships. For example, if you go to their ecosystem, many actually layer 2 scaling solutions do this, an ecosystem. So an ecosystem could be a decentralized exchange that, implements implements your token, implements some technology of yours, or acknowledges your existence and extends this technology to other users, hence speaking to that scale and networking thing. So this is some of the ecosystem, and Axila network is one of those networks that's actually scaling both Cosmos and Ethereum side and other networks as well. It's trying to really get into the whole interoperable thing. So you see that they built themselves a huge network, seller network, and so on, and others that I do not know about. A wise man once said, that's Andreas Antonopoulos, that in the future, the good thing, this is one of the biggest Bitcoin spokespeople, but he's not a maximalist. He's uneducated of some sort. There's a video of his about 5 years ago where he was like, there's a time will come where we'll have multiple cryptocurrencies. Now it seems obvious and eminent now, but at the time it didn't, even if there was a bunch of other cryptocurrencies. Like, yeah, Bitcoin has its advantages and this and that. It has the white paper, it has the mysterious founding of Bitcoin, and it has security, and so, but the nature of technology is, as the technology builds and is adopted, there's going to be thousands or hundreds of thousands, even millions of cryptocurrencies out there. And that's why you're seeing it's not just cryptocurrencies, but it's ecosystems out there that exist to serve a certain purpose or to scale a certain blockchain. Now, these guys, of course, when you read more into them, you discover that they want to approach a decentralization sort of schema, to approach more decentralization, because if you know, in bridging solutions in cryptocurrencies, you may have sometimes a third party, and certain things are very much controlled by one party. So they have different phases, for all the way from 0 through 4, like open source stack or open EVM coverage. Phase 2, they want to have censorship resistant withdrawals, so you can have your withdrawals censored, decentralizing the operators. So they want to have different operators distributed, so that in case one operator is off for whatever reason, the network continues to operate as desired or as needed. Decentralizing the governance. Now, governance is a very big thing in staking cryptocurrencies, because governance is mostly rotated around how many tokens you have. So the person with the most tokens has the biggest say in the network. That may not necessarily be a good thing, but when we figure governance out, it's like figuring out politics. We'll see when the time comes. And phase 4, multi-power, multi-prover, and limiting governance powers. So guys, I mean, this can get all technical, because they're trying to figure out their own technology and what might work for the market. So if you want to dig deeper into some of these things, then you either comment in the comment section if you want me to dig deeper for you, or you can go out there and do some of your research to find out. My job was to try and bring to light to you in case to try and see the different dynamics, in case you were targeting a layer 2 scaling solution out there. Go out there and see how some of these developments that are built by the same companies that are managing some of the biggest applications like MetaMask, the solutions that they're building, yes, they're needed, but how do they face up with your competition? How do they face up with your investment thesis? And to help put into perspective, what is your direction? Does this change something in the way you look at your investment thesis or your technological perception of what's happening in the crypto space? These are things we're trying to figure out, because there's nothing that has established itself yet. So guys, whether you knew about LINEA or not, maybe give me some more information in the comment sections. But first of all, do not forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Go do more research out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.